These are the IKEA Diana Chairs. I bought them 10 years ago for $15 for the pair. Today, you will not be able to find a pair for under $800. And it may be strange that a pair of chairs, just pine and fabric, could be so expensive. But really it's not, and I will tell you why. As you can see, the frame of the Diana chair is made out of pine, with the backrest and seat out of sand-colored cotton fabric. The seat is held in place on the backside by 3 leather straps. This may sound strange, but the use of pine in the 60s was actually quite revolutionary. But I will tell you more about that later. But why did IKEA release the Diana chair? Well, it's easy. It was born out of necessity. You see, if we go back, in 1963, Diana released the cicada chair. It's a very nice chair, but it was quite costly to produce. What IKEA wanted to make was stylish furniture, but also furniture that was accessible for everyone. And therefore the Diana chair was created. It was also designed to be visually similar to the cicada chair. You see, the frame of the cicada chair was made out of birch wood, which, while not a very costly wood, it's still a hardwood and premium-ish, which made the production cost go up, especially when you couldn't ship it as a flat pack. With the shrinking margins and competition catching up, IKEA had to do something. And that is where the Diana chair comes in. So what did IKEA do to be able to keep the cost down? The answer was pine. You see, before this, pine was only used as a wood inside of furniture for the structures and not supposed to be shown. What Karin Mobring did when she designed these chairs was that she brought the pine to life. She brought it to the structure, the visible parts of the furniture. And that was kind of controversial back in the 60s because these were kind of the first chairs where a manufacturer did that. What happened? People loved it. People bought them like crazy. So this was a really popular chair from the late 60s all through the 70s. And you can see it in a lot of other furniture from the time. For example, the predecessor to the now famous IKEA Ivar shelf, IKEA Uffa I think it's called, was also made of pine, and it came in the 70s after IKEA had seen that pine works. So I mean, these chairs are one of the ones that have been the longest in the IKEA catalog, from 1968 to 1979. 11 years, and it also made a stint in the 1990s as well, returning. So I wouldn't be surprised if IKEA would release this again soon. If we take a closer look on the cicada and Diana chairs, you will see some resemblance. The framing, the fabric used for the seating. Even though they are not the same chair, you can definitely see that there is some inspiration taken from the style of the cicada chair into Diana to make it more visually appealing to consumers. I haven't found any sources citing this, but if you look at them, I really think that Karin Mobring, who designed this chair, looked at the cicada to see what design elements she could use from that chair into her own design. So what we can see here is that the Diana chair is a very well-loved chair among collectors, and rightly so. I mean, you have a lot of history in the chair. It represents a time in IKEA's history when a lot of innovation was happening. Look at the pine structure, which is visible. That was kind of a revolution at the time, since you didn't see visible pine really anywhere in modern furniture. And also due to the context that it was in. I am not a bit surprised that these costs around $800 to $1,000-ish. Today, I think they're well worth it actually. I found them for $15 and that was a steal. It actually was a steal back then as well. But you have to remember, this was an inexpensive chair back then. So when you had torn backrests and other issues with them, people actually threw them away because it was just an IKEA chair. There wasn't the historical context on IKEA as a company with this anymore. Which meant that, well, the supply of these chairs has dropped quite significantly. So the ones that still exist are the ones that us buyers are fighting about, which means that prices go up. Would I pay 800 myself for them today? Yeah, for personal use. I would do that if I found a pair in good shape. And I think they're worth it. As a long-term investment, we'll see. I'm not a financial expert, but I think if people get to know why these chairs are special, then people will value them more. And that means a higher price. So yeah, it will be really interesting to see the value and how they will hold over time. And if you have found this information helpful and interesting, then maybe I can suggest the next video. And if you want to, please subscribe. That helps out a lot. So I have a lot more lined up. Until next time, bye.